welcome to this Dirty Punters Productions of the Cheltenham Festival 2018. First race that we're going to talk about is going to be on the Tuesday, of course, and this is going to be the Supreme Novices Hurdle, which is a 2-mile race at Grade 1. Current favourite for me is 5 to 4 at the moment, and that is Get a Bird, as I say, for Willie Mullins. For me, this horse is going to take all the beating in this race, and it should get the punters off to a good start over the bookies. It's got a good turn of foot. It's owned by Richie as well, so it's that famous combination of those two. Had its first run in a bumper, won by 12 lengths on good to yielding ground, so you can see that it likes a bit of cut in the ground, so it shouldn't mind these conditions that are coming at the moment. It's not going to get much firmer this weather. As we can see at the moment with all the snow that's around, I think this ground is going to be soft all over, to be honest with you. From its first run, it then ran in a second bumper, and again this time only winning by 1 length though, and it was pushed very close all the way by Hardline. Hardline has since come out and won 3 of its 6 races after this run against Get a Bird, so you can see that the form lines here are quite strong. He then came into hurdles, and he was a 7 length easy winner on his hurdles debut. He settled in midfield, so again he doesn't need to make all, but he settled quite nicely. He picked them off 1 by 1 from 2 out. He just accelerated away, so that was a very good performance to see that he doesn't have to actually lead the entire way. A bit of a contrast to his next time out, where he was a 9 length winner of a Grade 2 over in Ireland again. He settled again quite nicely, but this time he tried to make all, and he did successfully make all. Nothing could get near him. So for me, Get a Bird, strong favourite, should get everybody off to a good start. This is one that the bookies are going to want to get turned over, as it is effectively one of the 5 bankers of the festivals that everybody is talking about, and any site that you go onto, this seems to be part of the standard accumulator at the moment. The second favourite for me in this race is a younger horse. He's 5 years old, and it is Kalashnikov for Amy Murphy. Currently trading around 5-6 to 1, so there is a little bit of each way value, but you've got to get there quite quickly these days for this. He's an extremely well thought of horse. He won a bumper by 2 lengths on good soft ground again, so again ground issues aren't going to pose any problems at all. He then came after that into hurdles, and for me, I couldn't really take a lot out of it. Although it was a good win by 10 lengths on soft ground, he did beat what has been proven to be quite a disappointing horse for the Cheltenham team. So read into that what you will. He then went again into hurdles again, this time a lower grade into a Class 4 company, and again pretty easy win. However, the horse finished in second was Irish Prophecy, and we all knew that again this race in particular was the race of the 2 horses that were both unbeaten, so one of their records had to go, and it was Kalashnikov's that stayed. Kalashnikov has then come out into a Grade 1 and came second at Sandown. Can't really see what the favourite's going to, what the winner of that race even is going to do afterwards, as we haven't seen it since that race at Sandown. Kalashnikov has then come out again on what was described as extremely testing ground, this time at Newbury, and this was the Betfair Hurdle. Again, settled nicely in midfield, and then coming up 2 out and coming up to the last, the turn of foot was pretty remarkable, really. So for me, a worthy second favourite. The race has got a few different angles to it as well when you look into it. For me, if you'd asked last year, we would have had another horse in here to discuss in a lot more detail. I will just mention it. However, I'm not really expecting a lot unless it improves dramatically, and this was Claim for Taken Forgan. For me, the jumping needs to dramatically improve, and it seems to have regressed a bit this year for me instead of progressing. So that horse could get into it. It's currently trading 10-12 to 1, so if that improvement can come back to where it should be, it's got a chance of making the frame back. I still can't see it winning this race. The disappointing thing about the opening race for me was to start with that it was going to be a closer race between Get a Bird and another horse that was still in the market at the time of If the Cap Fits for Harry Fry and Paul and Claire Rooney. However, sadly the horse has got an injury and will miss the Cheltenham Festival. So to sum up the race for me, Get a Bird is a really good standard for this race. It's got a quick turn of foot, which is going to help climb that Cheltenham hill, especially on testing ground if it gets to that point. Like I mentioned, should get punters off to a good start over the bookies. Seen in one of the 5 bankers of the meeting.
And for me, if you can get there quickly, the each way bit of value for me is on Kalashnikov, but it is really hard for me to see any other horse getting into it apart from these two.